Greetings, my fellow Nigerians. Like I've told you, we are the solution. Now, let me show you more about that. Watch this video with me.
But the beneficiaries of this system have equally shown very clearly that they have no interest whatsoever in changing this system because it works for them. But it is also the duty of those for whom the system does not work. It is their duty to look beyond their multiple contrived divisions to find common purpose. If we can find common purpose, how many are the people holding us down? How many are we? If we all spoke to ourselves across the divides and we decided that, okay, let's pass a message to the ruiners of this country. Okay, on Tuesday next week, let everybody sit at home. If you went on the street in protest, NSAS has already shown us what the system is capable of doing. There is no point in being silly and then encouraging people to come to the street when we already know that the system is happy to deploy soldiers, murder however many numbers, and completely deny the existence of such killings. So why would I then encourage anyone to go onto the street? But spend the time to educate yourselves. Look, this is the way this thing is going. It's not sustainable. Let us all agree to send a message to our rulers. On Tuesday, sit down at home. If I'm not on the street, who are you going to shoot? If I'm not burning tires, who are you going to accuse of destroying anything?
So, my brothers, my sisters, my fathers, mothers, we are the solution. There is no need to think that Nigeria cannot get better and will not get better. And timely too, from 2027, we have all it takes. In fact, we could also actually demand the change right now, but because for the sake that we have to organize ourselves, we can use between now and the next election to do this organization, to show that we the people understand that it is now time for the people's constituency. The time for the people's constituency is now. It's not about APC, PDP, INEC, judiciary, executive. It's not about them, it's about us. Now, this video, Dele Ferrotimi has said it, and I've said it too, that it is when we decide that the change will happen. And we also can guarantee that no life will be lost. There are so many alternatives to making our voice heard. Take, for example, I've made my offering, right? You can share this picture on your social media and use our hashtag, we give ourselves Nigeria. Guess what else we can do? We can also say, okay, on this fateful day, let's say on a Wednesday, sometime in the near future, all of us, we are not coming online. The internet is working, everything is working, but we are not coming online. That's protest. We can come up with innovative solutions for how to say that we the people are now together. It's no more business as usual. We are now together. Even as ADC is doing their convention and they are going to be doing their voting to choose a candidate that will represent the Nigerian people in the next election, we can also, when they are ready, tell them that, see, ADC, we are looking at you. We want a credible candidate. You must insist that you run a transparent election and that whoever comes out is a reflection of the people. We can also tell them those kind of things. But before we can merit or gain their attention, we must show that we, the people, are now coming together. It's not about tribe. It's not about religion. It's about our survival. So please, what can you do right now? Use my hashtag, we give ourselves Nigeria. You can use my picture. It's my own offering. Let's build the momentum around this, and then let's show them that it is now our time, we the people of Nigeria. Now watch this other video, because the most important thing is not about failing. Failure is part of life. I don't know any of you listening to me that have not failed before. Whether it is business, whether it is relationship, whether it is exams, one way or the other, we all have failed. We have all lost at certain points in time. But when you lose, you do not stop. If you stop, that's when you finally lost. You have to keep trying and try again. But the most important thing about trying is learning and trying to adapt and improve. Now, in 2023, we lost our mandate. It was stolen from us. Yes. Now, what can we do differently? Because it's not just that we are doing the same things, we are also learning and we are growing, and finally the Nigeria of our dreams will be possible 2027. Now watch this video.
I have run election for the office of the President of Nigeria and won. But the system decided otherwise. And they know it.
If you won in 2023, won in quotes, and then what is it now that Labour Party didn't do in 2023 that made the system to deny them that opportunity that you think ADC has learned and it will do in 2027?
I can't tell you that, yeah. The only thing I can tell you that given the opportunity, we will now win and they will be declared.
Do you hear it? Given the opportunity in 2027, if there is a winner, assuming the people stood by the same leader, you will win. But what will happen when we win? We cannot discuss it. That is an indication to a lot of possibilities. But my dear, this leader or which other leader we as a people decide to bring out to lead us, that leader will not succeed without us. The buck stops on our table. We, the people of Nigeria, it's not about saying that the Nigerian constitution does not work. It is about learning how to take advantage of what you have. There is nowhere in the world on this planet where you can find a human being that has risen to success and shown and shine brilliantly without learning to use what they have. Everybody has something. Your ability to grow and develop and take advantage and make progress all lies in your ability to appreciate what you have. And it is on that basis that I say that we have a constitution, the 1999 constitution. However flawed it is, however imperfect it is still something. And that constitution guarantees that we, the people of Nigeria, have sovereignty. That we, the people, we can insist and participate in this democracy. We can use that to our advantage. It is lawful. My dear, for now, pending whenever there is any other better offer, I've made my offering. We, the people of Nigeria, we give ourselves Nigeria. Standing on the constitution that we have that is flawed, we use what we have to get what we do not have. Anywhere in the world, if you are a poor man and became a rich man, you had to learn to use your poverty as a stepping stone to move forward and never go back to that poverty. If your business was not working at some point, you learned to use that same business that was not working to grow to a better business that started working and never go back to a business that is not working. As a people, we have a constitution that is not perfect, but we can use it to get the Nigeria of our dreams come 2027. So what am I asking you to do? Use my hashtag, we give ourselves Nigeria. We give Nigeria to ourselves, those two hashtags. Use them to make a post. You can post about anything, assuming you don't want to use my own offering. Make a post about something that says that you believe in this country and you are willing to do the needful, to collaborate with your fellow Nigerians, freedom of association, to agree on certain things that we can do that exposes us to no danger, right from our homes, a lot that can be done to show that we unite, we agree that we want a better Nigeria. So till I come your way next time, please, what will you do this week? What will you do to show that you believe in this country? If you are thinking of japaing, well, when you japa, we can discuss a lot of challenges that are surrounding that japa something. Because, most times we do not really fully arm ourselves with what is possible and what we can expect. But especially when it has to do with japa. Even from my close friends, there are a lot of challenges. But let's leave that for another discussion. Now, what else can we discuss in this second segment? Since maybe the Nigerian problem, it gets a B, but on the other side, there are certain issues that I've seen on the social media that I feel I have an opinion. So I'll share my opinion. let's talk about this right here.
Help, I mean, maybe you help your brother. I should not help you. Now my friend, though, make I help you, make I so I go fall. When I fall finish, the same way when I help, because of say I not lift you from dependency, I can't come to you again now. You might even have the mind to help me, but you're not really there, which means instead of one poor person in a family, we don't become two.
So this is Gege sharing, right? In that particular post, he said a lot of things that are true, but I just want to add my voice to clarify on this part, so that, because it's about facing the facts, the reality. Now, is it really possible to support your family member or support a friend, and then because of that support, you now lose your own income or become poor? The truth about this is that it's not possible. What is possible is this: if you have more, if you are wealthy now, and you have family relatives or friends that need help, there are two factors at play. Number one, what does that person need help for? And is it something you are interested in supporting? That's number one. Then number two, you helping has nothing to do with your business, because for you to decide to help, it is a choice that you can wield or not. You can decide to help or not. But you helping is one thing. Your business succeeding is another thing. There is no relationship between you helping somebody and you losing your business. The only relationship can only exist when you say, okay, you are helping somebody maybe from the capital of your business instead of from the profit. And from how much profit are you? Is it that you made the whole money and gave your friend or your family? Or you gave some parts? So what I'm just saying is that your decision to help or not help has nothing to do with your business. Because if your business has proper leadership and processes running to make for a successful business, it doesn't matter what you do with your spare cash. Whatever you do with your spare cash is your choice, and it will not affect your business. So it is your ability to decide what is profit that should be shared or reinvested in business. So there is no relationship. There is nothing like you will help somebody and because of that help you become poor. So I just want to clarify that, so that you know that your ability to do things for people and to support them has nothing to do with saying your business will fall. It is different. There are two different things. And I will just add that I don't know any human being that has risen and grown and become successful that did that all by himself or herself. You always needed support. Either it was societal support, either it is government support, either it is family support, either it is friend support. There are people that have grown because of any of this type of support. So you need to be able to make that discernment that even if you had money, giving somebody or not giving somebody should come from a basis of well thought, of good thoughts, and then understanding these relationships that they are different. That's first video. Now, second issue. The second issue I saw on social media is about BBL, and I wanted to say my own opinion about it because I think that this is something that is being looked from several angles. So I want to bring in a new angle. Now, BBL. Is BBL good or bad? That's the question. Now, for us to answer that question, we have to look at the context. So the context for that question is whether it's good or bad based on personal choice. So if I make a choice to do BBL, is it good or bad? Now, let us now look at it. Now, when you want to make certain kind of choices, you have to look at what you are trying to choose from or what the thing you are trying to choose is all about. For example, this is slippers. Now, these slippers was designed by human beings. We made it. We have reasons why we made it. There are reasons why it has to be like this that you can fold. There are reasons why it has this color, it has this shape, it has this type of texture behind, it has this type of texture in front. There are reasons also why it is two and not one. We are in full authority over this material because we clearly are the creators. We clearly can articulate and talk about all the factors that you can discuss regarding these slippers or the material. Now, when it comes to the human body, You are talking about enhancing or emphasizing certain aspects of the human body, which is neither good or bad, depending on the context. Now, just like I've showed you for these slippers, for the human body, now, if I'm talking about, let's use my fingernail. I can talk about my fingernail only probably as a human being in the context of how I use it. For example, if my fingernail is a little bit more grown, it might make washing of clothes with hands so difficult that I may not want to wash with hands. I will not use washing machine. So in the context of my fingernail, we can talk about how I use it. But we can also discuss to a certain extent the biology, the molecules or elements that make up the fingernail. We can discuss that to an extent. But we cannot discuss it in the terms of purpose and aim. Why we cannot discuss it is because we did not make it. We found it is on my hand, but I cannot talk to you about the purpose of fingernail. I can only talk about purpose of fingernail in the context of my own use, not in the context of the source of the fingernail. There is a difference. When I talk about fingernail, I can only discuss it in terms of biology or in the context of how I use it or how I want to paint it, for example. But we cannot discuss it in the context of purpose because we do not know. We can talk about my beard, for example, in the context of my own aesthetics, how I want to shape it, how I want to do this or the other one, but we cannot discuss it in the context of purpose because, well, for example, I'm cutting it. Do I know why it was there in the first place? Biology can study the impact of beards on a human being and give you some answers. But in the context of purpose, you need the designer to be able to discuss purpose. This is not a religious topic. I'm talking about it just from a common sense level and observational level. This is not a church. Now, the human body. Let's talk about my skin. Why do I want this skin to be yellow, for example? Why do I want it to be fair? Why should I want it to be black or white or green? You see that in that context, you're only discussing about what you want in terms of aesthetics. But if you must look at it in a way that is in your best interest, you have to look beyond what you want. Because imagine, let's say you talk in your tummy, right? For example, they also do tummy talk. Then you now get pregnant. You now see that for the purpose of aesthetics, you have interfered with a process that has also made another process difficult. This is just as it concerns our visual and maybe still use. Maybe pregnancy will not work well when you have tucked it in. So it's a problem that maybe current medical advancement and technology can handle. But the major problem here and the major question that I need you to look at is, while you are concerned about aesthetics, for example, and the shape of your body, did you take into account aging? Now, if you are able to take the shape of your body into your hand and control it and determine it, did you account for aging and how that change of shape will affect aging? Maybe aging, the process is supposed to just collapse the cells of the body and shrink them. But you have now interfered in the past to change the shape and enhance it. If any complication arises, because you remember your calculation was just aesthetics, the shape, you didn't account for aging. You didn't account for other molecular or chemical processes that are undergoing, that are running in the space. Your focus was aesthetics. So you see that for any piece of material or your body that you want to interfere with outside the context of where we are treating proper function. For example, every human being has a hand for proper function, but you did not, for some reason, have a hand, or you lost your hand by an accident. We already know that there was a hand there for proper function. Those kind of thought processes that will lead to putting a hand again, we can say that is useful for the function. But when you want to interfere with your hand and it is still attached to your body, remember, if you cut your hand and go and interfere with it, well, it may not be of any large consequence because it's no more part of the entire system. But when it is, the hand is still part of the body and you want to make it fatter, you want this part to be fatter, you have to consider that that hand of the body is still part of the body. So for any other consequence that you did not account for, because you might be thinking your hand is just for this, but the fact that it's still connected to the body, maybe the body has stored some information here that it needs for your leg. How would you know? You don't know now, but you just want your hand to look better. So for the sake of that, you are not able to account for all the factors that are embedded in your hips. It might not be so wise to go and interfere with it because you are accounting largely only for one aspect and for some other few aspects that doctors have been able to take in their hands such that they can guarantee that they will enhance your hip. But the doctors, even as of today, they are still giving you updates on past research that they are upgrading, and they are still researching on the hips and the anatomy and all the chemical and biological processes being undergoing in the hip. So in the next 10 years, they will give you more updated surgery methods and materials for how they have discovered more about the hip. Remember, even if it's your fingernail, if you start studying it now, I can guarantee that if you live your whole lifetime, you'll still be trying to figure out your fingernail. So just like that, the doctors are still figuring out the human anatomy and the shape of the hip and what happens there. So in today, 2026, when you are making that decision to do BBL, know that all factors have not been accounted for. And you are just accounting for maybe 10 factors when the factors to be accounted for are infinite. Then on a certain day in the future, you now have problems. Who will you blame now? It's not about right or wrong. It's about understanding that in today's Nigeria, or the world today, what is known about the human anatomy and the shape of the hip or the belly is, say, 1 over infinity, or 0.01 or 0.0001 over infinity. If you are not able to account for all the factors that determines what happens in the hip, just as we are able to account for all the factors that determine this and what happens to this, it might be wise to hesitate. Hesitate because the human body, there is no spare. There is no spare. It might be wise to hesitate. Whatever impending need that is forcing you to think about this kind of thoughts, it might be better to hesitate because spare no day. Do you understand? There is no spare. So if you made a mistake and let's say it didn't work out or it succeeded now, in the next 10 years, 20 years, the body is trying to figure itself out, right? You don't know what you have spoiled to. So hesitate. It might be better for you to hesitate. Temporal needs about friendship, relationship, how you are seen in the world. Yanni, a musician or instrumentalist, he once said that the best things in life is available for everybody. Those best things are not necessarily outside. You can develop yourself to be a proper and civilized human being that anybody can listen to, talk to, and have a good time. It's not really necessarily about the shape of your body. For any kind of function you want to perform in the society, you can have people interact with you at different levels. There are people that are stuck on the body. Generally, in the development of the human being, we can look at it in 3 levels. The base level is the body. The level higher than the body, you can talk about the intellect. If you meet a human being that is performing action at the level of the body, what you are discussing is you are discussing about too much eating, you are discussing about urinating and going to the toilet, or you are discussing about sex. That's body needs. But when you want to talk about people that are worth talking about in society, you are talking about people that are functioning at this level. So you want to now calculate for yourself as a human being, what is the best part of you? Is it your body? All over the world, women all over the world, we celebrate them for achieving great success and contribution in society. It's not necessarily from their body now. It's based on some other offering they have made to society. So you might want to hesitate, look at it again, and then ask the question, as a human being, as a lady, what is it that you want to be remembered or known for? That's a good question, right? What do you want to be known for? Is it about having big bum bum? It's not that it's good or bad, right? It's just that, see, all factors are not accounted for. Doctors in today's world, I'm guaranteeing that in the next 10 years, they'll give you more updates that will reduce more life lost. Remember, I heard in the interview on Honest Bunch, they said that previously, not on Honest Bunch, there's a research I made. It looks like previously you have one person dying in 4,500 based on the current level of medication and technology in the medical field. And then in today's world, you have 1 in 15,000 dying, meaning that they have improved. So in the next 10, 20 years, they will still improve. But what if that improvement means that they are still learning, they are still in their 0.01 of an infinite knowledge about the human anatomy? So when you now look at it, you now ask if it is worth it. And then what do you want to be remembered for? Is it because of shapes or because of some other contribution, value added to society? And then you, by that, you now separate yourself from who you are relating with. Because if you are dealing with people that are body-based, remember, sex, food is only on the level of the body. And when you participate with or interact with people functioning at that level, then that's what you get. And based on those kind of interaction and discussions, you find yourself trying to tamper with things that you should not tamper with. Except for exercising and good, that just makes you very generally fit and sound for good work in society, you know? And then you separate yourself from those kind of circles, then you find yourself in other circles where the intellect is more appreciated. And then definitely your intellect also does not work well if your body is not good. So you keep your body fit, you do what you need to do, and then you win, right? You win. So till I come your way next time, just know that it is our responsibility to build this country to what we want. And we have all the power we needed. You are a critical stakeholder in this equation. So till I come your way next time, please, the hashtag we give ourselves Nigeria, or we give Nigeria to ourselves. You can use the offering of my own picture, or you can come up with brilliant ideas. Use the hashtag we give ourselves Nigeria to share that, to show that Nigeria matters to you, that you matter in this Nigeria. And on a good day, we're able to now say, okay, let's stay at home. Let's not use our internet for one day, for 12 hours, for 6 hours, between this time and this time. These kind of actions are actions that we can take as citizens. No bloodshed, no personal cost, and everything is good. So Nigeria will be better from 2027. Just do your part. Thank you.